Life is precious, and we all have the opportunity of living it to the fullest. Unfortunately, so few of us know how to manage it all. How do we account for our opportunities? How do we account for our time? How do we account for our relationships, health, spirituality, homes, finances, influence, and careers? How do we account for the one life we have to live? I am so glad you asked. In this program, you will find answers to all of these questions and more. Welcome to the Account for Your Life podcast with your host, the healthy accountant himself, Jay Moore.
What's happening, everybody? I want to welcome you back to another episode of the Account for Life podcast. This is Jay Moore, your healthy accountant, helping you to account for your life. Today, here's what we're talking about. We're talking about how too much learning, no education, and what that's doing, man. It's actually producing results that, man, we really don't desire. We really, wish we had different results. And today I'm going to unpack something that I just, literally discovered last night that I've been walking around with, a gift that I've been walking around with that I had no awareness of, and how a friend of mine we're just a quick conversation, literally, I think potentially has changed my life. So hopefully you get value from this program today. And so, guys, just want to let you know that the Account for Life podcast is brought to you by Living Free Financial Services. And at Living Free Financial Services, we help individuals, business owners who are looking to bootstrap and pretty much keep as much money as possible. Look, through a lot of times through taxes. That's not the only thing, but that's like the first thing. If you can get this part handled before you really get down the road, you won't lose tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars. And so we put together a program that you can use in your business today. Just go to taxfreewealthchallenge.com. You're not going to have to you're not registering for the challenge. You're going to get the recordings of the challenge that we did. And you're also going to get strategies that you can use in your business today, and the resources that you need to make sure you do them compliantly the way that the IRS likes them. So hopefully you get that, taxfreewealthchallenge.com, and let's jump right into this. So have you ever prayed before and asked God, hey, God, can you reveal my gift? Have you ever prayed and asked God to do something specific in your life? Maybe it's, I've got this job and I want to get a better job. Maybe it's your business and, man, I really want to get this business off the ground. And maybe it's your family. Like, oh my goodness, man, maybe it's the marriage, it's the kids, or whatever it is you're going through. You want to lose weight. You want to get your health back. Have you ever prayed for something that you desired? I'm sure you have. You probably prayed for a lot of things. I've prayed for many things in my life. But one of the things I prayed about is, Lord, just show me my gifts. Like I'd like to know my real gifts, because sometimes it's not so easy to see. And I've heard this before. They said, man, you could be walking around, you could have a gift and you don't even understand. I was reading, I don't have the book on my desk right now. You Owe You by Eric Thomas. Have you read that book? You should get it. It's a really good book. I'm telling you, I think it helps people to really see the process of someone like him. Like, he's showing you the process in this book, how he became the person that he is. And in the book, it talked about how he was drawn to voices. I want you to think about Eric Thomas's voice. His voice is unique, and his voice was made for speaking. His voice was made to get people's attention. His voice was made to motivate people. It's crazy, right? But he said he was drawn to voices. He was literally like, he would find himself, if he watched TV, he was just listening out for what do people sound like. And he was, I'm not sure if you remember Howard Cosell, Monday Night Football guy. That, I'm going to tell you, when you heard Howard Cosell on the airwaves, that was one of the most, you would be sitting there like, whoa, Howard Cosell is amazing. But Eric Thomas, he went through a process, and the thing that you would necessarily call your gift, his gift is his voice. And so I want you to think about this. We're walking around with a gift, but we may not know really what it is. Now, he got a sense of it. See, that's the thing. Sometimes you can get a sense of your gift. And that's what he said. He said he got a sense of his gift when he was young, like 11 years old. He went to a camp, and in that camp, what he discovered is that he just kind of felt some passion thing coming through, but he didn't understand it. But it took him some years to really figure it out and really understand it. But here's the thing. What if he never did those things? It would have made him take him longer. But he goes through a process. He goes through a process and a framework that helps us see how he got to where he is, right? And so as I was on the phone last night, a friend of mine, she called me up and we were talking because I'm trying to help her with something. And we just got talking and stuff just started coming out. And she said something to me, because I'm not going to share the whole story because I don't know, because I'm not sure if I'm ready to share it yet. But she said something to me that literally had me look at something about my life that's a gift that I've been walking around with for probably longer than I can really pinpoint, but I could pinpoint it over the past 30 years. I could go back to instances where actually longer than that, but 30 years, I can go back to instances where I did something that when I look at it now, the way that I did it was a gift. And it was a gift because I want you to imagine something. Imagine you wanted to start a business and you didn't think you could. I just want you to think about that. Imagine you wanted to lose weight and you wasn't sure you could lose the weight. Imagine you wanted to fix your marriage, problems that you were having. Imagine you wanted to do that. And I want you to think about how you would do it. Most people get stuck. Most people are like, man, especially with marriage. And so I'm gonna start there. If you've got marital issues, a lot of times we constantly are looking at the other person. It's funny because I won't say funny, but it's interesting because I gave a post on my anniversary. Me and my wife just had an anniversary, September 12th. And on the post, I mentioned that I gave my wife a lot of credit for me becoming the person that I am. And somebody responded and says, wow, I didn't realize that your wife, that she's the reason. She's the reason for a lot of things that's happened. Now, my wife probably doesn't understand this. But embedded into what I said, and like I said, I'm going to reveal this at some point. I'm not fully revealing it. But at some point, it's absolutely true. It's because of her that I became the person. I am the person that I am today. It's not because of me. You can always bring God into it. God is obviously the source. God had already created me. God knew who I would be, and He also knew who I'd be with. It's funny because my wife, she doesn't remember the moment that we met. And it's funny because she think we met some other time. And we met the first time we met. It's weird. Like I can see it in my thoughts. Like I can see where God was saying, that's your wife. I didn't know it. But now when I think about it, there was a moment when I met her and it almost like took a double take. It wasn't because I wasn't interested. Check this out. I was not interested. I was not interested in my wife. First time I met her, no interest at all. And I looked at her, but when I go back in my thoughts, I could see God saying, yep, that's your wife. That's it. So have you ever been in a situation, and this happened to me a couple of years ago for the first time, where you actually know that God is like, yeah, that's right. Like you could see God, you can see Jesus in your thoughts. First time that happened to me, I couldn't believe it. I was like, what? Yeah. See, you've heard stories like, yeah, your angel's with you, God's with you all the time. And that's absolutely true. God is always with us. Imagine, think about it. Through the good and the bad, He's there, can see you. But imagine the blessings, right? Imagine being blessed with something amazing before you made a huge mistake. God still blessed you. It's kind of like our kids. We bless our kids. We give our kids, even though we know our kids are probably going to make a lot of mistakes because we don't care. It's like, this is my kid. I'm gonna do whatever I can. And so here's the thing. The learning situations that we have in life, they don't educate us on what we should know in life. I'm saying it again. The learning situations that we have in life, the things that we're learning, they don't educate us on what we should know in life. They don't. Imagine if you could discover yourself today, if you really knew yourself. You may say, well, Jay, I really know myself. Well, tell me something. What's your gifts? If you can tell me your gifts, then you know. But if you can't tell me your gifts, then you don't know yourself yet. And that's no shade. Look, it's taken me some time to get to the point where I know, like, this new thing that I just discovered may be the gift of all gifts. It's something that, oh my goodness, I didn't realize I have total control over situations. I have total control over situations that literally I did it already. And I did it through a process that literally has changed everything about my life. Let me ask you a question. Do you want to change your life? Would you like to change your life? Would you like if you could write down all the attributes, I wanted to say new, all the attributes you could put, like, I won't say possess because you already have them, all the attributes that you want to be on the outside. Literally, you want people to know you for these things. Would you like that? I'm telling you, your prayers have already been answered. I'm gonna say it again. Your prayers have already been answered. I'm gonna say it one more time. Your prayers have already been answered. Your desires have already been answered. Here's the thing, though. It says you must search with all your heart. It says you must knock and it shall be given. You must seek and it shall find. I'm talking about you're gonna have to, sometimes you may have to knock the door down. See, the things in life that we desire, the Father has already said yes. It says, before you asked, I answered. Come on, like, there's a lot of people that read scripture, and the problem I have sometimes with people who read scripture, they don't believe the scripture. They look at the scripture as some pie in the sky situation. Look, that scripture, it has been written like a novel. Yes, it's been written. The Bible has been written in metaphor. Do you believe that? I absolutely believe it's written in metaphor. Because men had to write the book. As much as before there was a Bible, there were scrolls. There were scrolls, and then they had to be interpreted. Think about that. The Bible had to be interpreted before it was created, and then it had to be interpreted by, I'm going to say modern day, because the Bible was not in existence. There was the scripture, there was the Torah, there was the Torah, but the Bible itself did not exist. I'm not sure what year it was when the Bible was actually put together. The whole Bible was put together, but I want you to think, what were they using? What did they use before that? The Torah. That's typically what people had, the Torah. There was no Bible. And then once a lot of these scriptures got pulled into one document. So look, I'm gonna let you go here. Too much learning, no education. So how in the world could you educate yourself on what you don't know? How in the world could you educate yourself in such a way that you can discover your gifts? In 2020, God gave me a framework, and I didn't know what the framework is for, but I'm finding out now through this new discovery. Yeah, man. This new discovery that I believe the framework was created for. This is wild. Would you do something that doesn't make any sense over and over and over again, even if you don't understand where you're going? Have you ever literally been taken on a drive and you didn't know exactly where you knew where you'd like to go, but the person driving said you're going to be surprised when you get there? I got in the vehicle with my father, and he said, I'm going to take you exactly where you want to go, but I'm going my way. That's what he said. Would you get in the car? And as much as you want to ask questions and say, wow, but Matt, when are we going to get there? As much as you want to ask when you're going to get there, he always says, we'll be there soon. You know, before Jesus left, you know what he had the nerve to say? He said, I'll be back soon. He had the nerve to say, I'll be back soon. Over 2,000 years, he said, over 2,000 years since he left, I'll be back soon. So how long do you have? How long is your soon? Here's what I've discovered on this journey, what God's taken me on. When he put me in this car to do this podcast, started as the Enlightenment series 5.5 years ago. When he put me in the car, he says, I'm going to show you a new thing. He says, there'll be no learning needed. None. Just education. And I'm going to show you things about yourself that you will not even believe, but you will believe it, but you're going to be blown away. Last night I was blown away. A brand new gift showed up. But here's the thing, the gift showed up after he gave me the framework. He gives me a framework in 2020. That framework is in like February of 2020. It's now October of 2022. Took him a whole 2.5 years to reveal who I really am. Are you ready to discover who you are? Look, if you are, here's what I'd like you to do. I want you to keep your ears open. I'm going to keep your eyes open on the right education, because when you find the right education, that's when everything will change. Guys, I hope you got value from this. If you didn't catch the whole thing, go back and watch the whole thing. God bless you guys. I'm Jay Moore, the Healthy Accountant. What do? I help people like you account for their life. God bless, and I'll see you on the next episode. Peace.
Thanks for joining us, listening friends. We are so glad you invested this time with us. Always remember, you only have one life to live, so live it to the fullest. This has been the Account for Your Life podcast with your host, the healthy accountant himself, Jay Moore. Until next time, make it a great day.